Good day, folks. How are you all doing? Hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic. Feeling groovy. Realizing, of course, that the government really doesn't love you. And also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It's August the 27th of 2025, 12:29 p.m. Mr. Buzz is coming to you from the communist shithole known as Ontario, Canada. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up is all I ask. If you'd like to support the channel, there's information in the description on how you do so. And I also offer guitar lessons for anyone interested in that. So let's get down to business here. I watch Tucker Carlson's show quite often. And this is where this bizarre phenomenon that happens to me all the time usually occurs. He's one of the podcasts that it happens on. I will make a video or have a conversation with somebody about a particular thing. Within 2 hours, I'm watching whatever that conversation is I had or the topic of my video, whatever it might be, being discussed on his podcast. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. If you've been watching my videos, you know the things I've been talking about. I've been stressing to everyone that this gang stalking phenomenon is spiritual in nature. It is not an earthly problem, for we wrestle not with flesh and blood. I've brought up that verse many times. Well, I want you to listen to this clip that I think it was 2 hours after I made a video about that. This is what I saw.
You also alluded to the spiritual battle that we are in.
Yeah.
And anybody has a problem with the devil, with the demonic, I would encourage them to read M. Scott Peck, the great Connecticut psychiatrist book, People of the Lie.
Amazing book.
Isn't it? And I think he does an incredible job pointing out, if you look at the My Lai massacre and you walk away saying, oh, that was just human beings messing up, you're out of touch with reality, bud. There is a spiritual force of evil that is at work in the My Lai massacre.
Acting on people from outside and influencing their behavior.
That's exactly right. And that's why Jesus cast demons out of people. It's why Paul writes in Ephesians chapter 6, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. There's a spiritual battle that is raging. And whether it's Paul, Jesus, or M. Scott Peck, they're all saying the same thing. Open your eyes and realize there's this personal force of evil called Satan.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. Pretty much all the things I've been saying. That is a guy named Cliff Connectal or something like that. He's a pastor, and I think he has a podcast of his own as well. And Tucker Carlson, I mean, who doesn't know Tucker Carlson? Who, strangely enough, shows up in my dreams all the time. When I have a really lucid dream, it's usually me and Tucker Carlson doing something together. He took me to McDonald's for breakfast in one dream, like really weird stuff. But there you go. Exactly what I've been saying. And if it sounds like just crazy people saying this stuff, it's Tucker Carlson and a very well-respected, I think he's like almost like a theologian, the guy Tucker's talking to. This is the truth, folks. It is not an earthly problem. Which goes along with my video on why you don't bother to call the police. You're going to call the police on Satan? That's who you're battling. Maybe you're battling Satan through human beings because that's how he works. But you are still battling the forces of darkness, the forces of evil from the pits of hell. So I thought that was a pretty interesting clip to share. I'll leave it in the description. You've watched the rest of it if you like. The whole interview was really good, actually. And he totally agrees with me 100%. This is a spiritual force that we battle. He even brought up the Ephesians verse. I mean, one of the most important verses in the whole Bible to read and understand is that one. Because otherwise you might get fooled into thinking you have an earthly human problem. That's not the case. You've got a spiritual, demonic problem. But luckily, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.